Welcome back to Wise Wealth Wisdom. We believe that everyone has the potential to achieve great things, and our goal is to help you reach your full potential. Your savings behavior isn't just about how smart you are or how much willpower you have. It's heavily influenced by the environmental cues around you. Let me illustrate this with an example. We conducted a study where we showed one group their income on a monthly basis and another group their income on a weekly basis. The findings were striking. Those who saw their income on a weekly basis managed their budget more effectively throughout the month. It's important to note that the actual amount of money didn't change. We only altered the environment in which they perceived their income. This demonstrates how powerful environmental cues can be in shaping our behavior. I'm not here to tell you the same old advice about opening a savings account or starting a retirement fund. Instead, I want to help you bridge the gap between your intention to save and your actual saving actions. Ready to get started? Here's the first strategy. Harness the power of pre-commitment. We often think of ourselves in two different ways, our present self and our future self. We tend to idealize our future self, believing that we'll be perfect in the future. We'll save for retirement, lose weight, and call our parents more often. However, we frequently overlook the fact that our future self is essentially the same person as our present self. One of the best opportunities to save is when you receive your tax return. We conducted an A/B test to explore this. In early February, before people even filed their taxes, we asked one group, if you get a tax refund, what percentage would you like to save? This was a challenging question since they didn't know if they'd get a refund or how much it would be. We asked another group the same question right after they received their tax refund. Here's what we discovered. The group asked after receiving their refund wanted to save about 17% of it. However, the group asked before filing their taxes increased their savings rate to 27%. Why did this happen? Because committing on behalf of their future self led to a higher savings rate. This significant change in savings behavior came from modifying the decision-making environment. Think about how you can leverage this power. Take a moment to consider ways you can commit your future self to saving. Sign up for an app that allows you to make savings decisions in advance. The key is to create a binding commitment that holds you accountable. Next, use transition moments to your advantage. We ran an experiment with a website that helps older adults share housing. We targeted 64-year-olds with two different ads. One ad said, "You're getting older. Are you ready for retirement? House sharing can help." The other ad was more specific. "You're 64, turning 65. Are you ready for retirement? House sharing can help." By highlighting this specific transition, we saw an increase in click-through rates and sign-up rates. In psychology, this phenomenon is known as the fresh start effect. Transition moments, such as the start of a new year or a new season, boost our motivation to take action. So, right now, schedule a meeting for the day before your next birthday. Use this time to identify the one financial goal you most want to achieve and commit to it. Finally, get a handle on small, frequent purchases. We've run several studies and found that the number one purchase people regret, after bank fees, is eating out. These frequent purchases add up quickly and diminish our ability to save. For instance, when I lived in New York City, I reviewed my expenses and discovered I had spent over $2,000 on ride-sharing apps. This was more than my rent. Determined to make a change, I vowed to cut back, but the information alone didn't alter my behavior. The following month, I spent another $2,000. I hadn't changed my environment, so my behavior stayed the same. To address this, I did two things. First, I unlinked my credit card from my ride-sharing apps and linked a debit card with only $300 available per month. If I needed more, I had to go through the entire process of adding a new card. We know that every extra step, every barrier, influences our behavior. We aren't machines. We don't carry around an abacus, tallying every expense in comparison to our budget. However, our brains are quite adept at counting how many times we've done something. So, I imposed a limit. I could only use ride-sharing apps 3 times a week. This forced me to ration my rides and significantly cut down on my expenses. Identify your frequent small purchases and adjust your environment to make these purchases more difficult. By doing so, you'll likely reduce your spending and increase your savings. Those are my tips for you. But remember one key thing. As human beings, we can be irrational when it comes to saving, spending, and budgeting. Fortunately, we know this about ourselves, and we can predict how we'll act in certain environments. Let's use this knowledge to create environments that help our future selves save. By changing our environment, we can significantly improve our savings behavior and achieve our financial goals. Hope it helpful! See you in next video soon. Take care!